Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do basics of decaling. We're going to be applying these Arlington Valley decals to a passenger car. I'm going to start by removing the Arlington Valley lettering just by using a straight edge and cutting the vertical lines in front of the A and then behind the Y. And I like to put my straight edge in a place where I can see the decal I'm going to be using to make sure I don't cut off any part of the lettering. Once the vertical cuts are made, then we can start our horizontal cuts between those two, and that'll include removing excess decal film that's above the first Arlington Valley. So we'll get the knife, the straight edge in there and just make that quick cut. We just don't need that extra decal film, and it will be hard to hide in the model. Now we can cut out the Arlington Valley for the first side. And then go on to the second side. I'm working on a sheet of plate glass. This gives me a nice hard surface to cut on that the hobby knife isn't going to damage, and helps ensure I get straight, clean cuts. Also, working with a brand new number 11 blade ensures I get good cuts. We're going to number this car number 561, and we have that set of numbers in the number jumble. So we're going to start by cutting that out. Again, we're going to do the vertical cuts first, and then we'll do the horizontal cuts. That's just my preference. Some people prefer to make the horizontal cuts first. It's all up to you. Now this set only had one combination of 561 in there because it overlaps the duplicated number jumbled. So what I'm going to do is, while I could piece the numbers together from other locations, I have another set of decals that still has the 561 intact, so we're just going to cut it from that. And we're just going to repeat the process on this set of decals to get the second 561 number out. Again, we've got the vertical cuts. Okay, now we're going to remove the decals in the hobby knife and get out the supplies needed to apply the decals. So to apply the decals, we need the car body that these are going onto. We also need the decal. We're going to start with the lettering, the Arlington Valley decal. I also have a paper towel I'm going to be working on. This is distilled water inside a black container, a paintbrush to apply setting solution, some tweezers, and a toothpick to help maneuver things, along with microset and microsol decal setting solutions. You could also use Walter Salva set. I'm going to start by taking the decal and putting it in the distilled water and letting it soak for 10 seconds. And I just hang on to it while it's in there. And then we'll set it down on the paper towel to let the water get in there and loosen the decal from the backing paper. While it's doing that, we're going to get the car and we're going to apply the microset to the letterboard where the decal will be going. The microset is the decal solution with the blue bottle, and that will help prevent air bubbles from forming underneath it and help the decal apply smoothly to the model. So I'm just painting some of the microset onto that spot, a nice heavy coat so it's wet with it. Then we'll use the tweezers to pick up the decal and get it into position. Once we know where it's going to go, we can just set it in place and then use our fingers and the tweezers to just kind of get the paper, slide the backing paper out from under the decal, letting the decal fall into place, and using the toothpick just to tweak it into final position. Once that's done, then we're going to do the same thing with the number on the number board below the windows. By the way, if you enjoy this content, you want to see more, please make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. Again, we're soaking the decal for 10 seconds, and then we'll set it on the paper towel to loosen as we apply the microset. And then we can pick up the decal. And because this is a much smaller decal, we're going to set it just below the number board, and we'll use the toothpick to kind of float the decal into place. Then we can let everything dry for a few minutes before we apply the microsol, which is a stronger setting solution. That's the solution in the red bottle. And that will just help snug the decal down to the model. While things are drying, you want to make sure you close up your bottle of microset and your distilled water. You don't want it spilling and making a mess, as that will make it harder for you to clean up. Okay, now that the decals have dried, we can apply the microsol. We're just, again, going to use a paintbrush to apply it over the decals. This will really soften those decals, so you want to make sure that once you apply it, you don't touch them because it can cause them to tear. Once they're done, you're going to check. Once that's dried in about a half an hour, I'll check for air bubbles. If there are any, just pop them with the tip of a hobby knife and reapply the microsol. Thank you for watching, and I hope I was able to teach you something today.